What's going on, guys? It's Adonis, and this is going to be my predictions video for season 3 of The Flash. So at the end of season 2, Barry goes back to save his mom from dying after his dad was killed by Zoom. Now, a lot of people automatically were like, oh my God, FlashPoint Paradox. And I really think that that's going to be kind of where the story is going to go. Now, someone will be like, oh, well, we kind of already thought that. But here's my theory. So if you guys remember, at the end of season 1, Barry goes back to save his mom. But he sees himself from the future say, no, don't do it. And Barry stops and he doesn't do it, right? So my theory is this. This season, he's going to be obviously without his powers in this new timeline. Now, what does that look like? I'm not sure. Who's going to help him get his powers back? I'm not sure. Maybe the Harrison Wells of that time maybe helps him, or Eobard Thawne helps him get his power back. Who knows how he gets his power back? What I think is going to happen is he's going to go back in time to stop him from going back to save his mom. And then he's going to see the other Barry that was coming out of the room, and he's going to tell him to stop. So the reason why I think that is this. We have yet to see that version of Barry go back and tell him himself, hey, don't do this because it fucks up the timeline. We haven't seen that version of Barry yet. So I think at the end of this season, he's going to go back, stop season 2 Barry, tell him to go back, and then he's going to stop season 1 Barry and be like, no, dude, don't do it. I've done this already. It's bad news bears. Bad news bears. So there's also a theory going around that possibly Oliver Queen's dad is going to be the Green Arrow. Now, if you've seen Flashpoint Paradox, you know that Bruce Wayne's dad becomes Batman. And the reason why is Bruce ends up getting shot instead of his dad. So with this, people are thinking, oh, well, Oliver will die instead of his dad. Oliver he's a kid at this point in time when Barry goes back. So the Queen's Gambit trip is nowhere near that at the moment. So keep that in mind, number one. And number two, if he does become the Green Arrow, it's going to be a different event, right? It may be that Oliver dies, but it's going to be in something else that we haven't seen yet. That's going to cause, his dad to flip and say, you know what, I'm done. I'm going to become the Green Arrow. There's got to be something else that causes him to do it if he becomes the Green Arrow, because the Queen's Gambit trip is years in the future from the point that Barry goes back to. Now, as far as what's going to happen on the Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow, and Supergirl, how does that tie into the now, messed up timeline? Because if you think about it, if they're trying to keep everything in sync, they're going to need the Arrow to reset as well. They're going to need Supergirl to reset as well, or, it's kind of already reset. And then Legends, because they're a time show, they may be able to go back and help the Flash, which is a possibility, a huge possibility. So I'm really curious to see how they tie these things together. Do they leave one show current in the current future and then the other one in the past? Who knows? Do they not, because Barry goes back and does that, do they not know who Barry is now? Does he not exist? As far as the Flash goes, who knows? Who knows? Now, also, there's the whole idea of the Black Flash. Now, this is really dope, and how they created him in the season finale was actually really sick. I just want to see what happens with it. Does he still have his speedster ability? That's going to be the first question. 2, is he going to be traveling through time trying to catch Barry because now he's affecting the timeline? So, when you heard about Zoom going from different universes to universes, the time wraiths were after him. So what if now he is doing the same thing? What if, the Black Flash is kind of like the guy running that thing now? What if he destroys the wraiths or something like that, and now he's the guy that's in charge of kind of like the timeline stuff? What if he's now after the Flash and trying to stop him? That's really interesting for me, because I loved how they tied him in at the very end of season 2. Like, they didn't kill him, right? And he flies off into like the SpeedForce, into the timeline. So we're not sure where we see him again, but I know he's not dead because they didn't show him die. So really, really curious to see what that looks like. And do we see Jay Garrick? Jay Garrick is a really cool character, and I want to see more of him in the series. He obviously is going back to Earth 2, but he's not from Earth 2. And that's the other thing I have to think about as well. Like, what happens with Jay? Because he was saying he went to another Earth, Hunter Zolomon went to another Earth, found another Jay Garrick, and he couldn't, for whatever reason, take his power, so we just locked him up in Earth 2. So really curious to see what happens with Jay. So let me know, guys, what you guys think about Jay Garrick and the Black Flash. But that's going to do it for my predictions and theories. Let me know, guys, down below what your guys' theories and predictions are for Flash Season 3. I would love to hear them. If you guys like this video and you want to see more Flash content like this, hit that thumbs up button, show your boys some love. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, you got to do that. Hit that APP logo in the corner to subscribe to the channel. Or if you're on mobile, hit the subscribe button. All right, guys, till next time. See you later.